Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. It is January 3rd. It's Tuesday. Ed's not with us tonight, so I figured I would just jump on and do a very quick live stream. If you have any questions or comments on Facebook or Twitter, I'm more than happy to read them aloud and we can kick stuff around. Couple of announcements to make. First thing, please donate, guys. I'm sorry to ask. We do this every year. Every year in the new year, we try to raise all the money we'll need for the entire year, or like most of the entire year. And so I would just urge you, please, if you appreciate all that we did last year and how freaking close we got to actual true victory, I hope you will give us some support here as we start this new year out. I would really like to get this year started out strong. And as you well know, I suck ass at fundraising, so just please make things easier on us. If we could raise $20,000 is kind of the goal to get us through the end of summer. I just chose that because it's a nice round number. So if like 1,000 people donate $20, then we would be good through the end of summer. And oh, how cool that would be. The loans are supposed to be turned on shortly before then, so I figured that would be a nice little break point. I don't know why I do this every year because it never works out. We never raise any more than we ever raise, but anyways, please make it different this year if you would, please, and please help. Couple other announcements. This is probably the most important. Our documentary Lone Wolves is still playing right now. Anybody can see it who has the Peacock channel. So go to Peacock, I think it's peacocktv.com, and search for Lone Wolves, and lo and behold, you will find it, and you can watch it if you haven't seen it yet. This very important documentary was aired live on nationwide on MSNBC on Christmas Eve and Christmas night. And I have it on a good word that over 1 million people have seen the film up to this point. And if you've seen the film, you'll know it's very, very, very strong. It gets right to the core of this group's mission, which starts with the return of constitutional bankruptcy rights to student loans, as unpleasant as filing bankruptcy may be. By the way, if you're new to the group, welcome. We are the oldest, first, largest, and really, for all intents and purposes, only true grassroots group fighting only and absolutely for student loan justice. We're glad you found us. I wish you would have found us last year. We're coming off a very bitter, stinging congressional session where we achieved a ton, folks. We got a sitting president to actually do a loan cancellation by executive order. That whole thing that Biden did started here on this group with us, going back to August 2019. And we started that whole public conversation. So those of you out there who have been with us for any length of time, you remember, you and me and everybody on this group who worked to get that petition up and running before anybody was talking about canceling student loans by executive order. You deserve a huge heartfelt salutation or something from us. We also, and this is maybe not nothing, we also got the Department of Education to at least technically stop opposing student loan borrowers in bankruptcy court. It was supposed to be something far different than from what we saw. Same with the loan cancellation, by the way. The loan cancellation was supposed to be something far greater than this nonsense that we saw. But those are two very remarkable achievements. I hope you all will agree. And that the legislation that we just couldn't quite get passed, that legislation would not have happened but for the people on this group. So this group is far more important than it probably appears. We're in those weird in-betweeny days after New Year's where, there's still Christmas stuff up. It's kind of the melancholy days of the new year or something. And if any of you guys are bummed out, I know many of you probably are. We were hoping very much to get that bankruptcy legislation passed last year, and the Democrats really betrayed us. And that just is what it is, guys. I'm a realist, and we've had worse years, guys. I mean, honestly, last year was by far and away our best year in terms of stuff that we actually accomplished. But this year is going to be tough, guys. We're going to, we aren't going anywhere. I was hoping that I'd be able to take this banner behind me and either throw it in the garbage can or give it to a museum or something, retire it. I was really hoping that might be able to happen this year. But unfortunately, lo and behold, we've got a little further to go, guys. And that's just the truth. So we're not going anywhere. We're only getting stronger. Our argument is only getting stronger. The student loan system is getting only more and more failed with every passing day, week, and month. But I'd really like to get this year started out strong. Oh, I see Ed's around. I think Ed just was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm taking a couple weeks off. So good on Ed. We salute you, Mr. Ed, our fearless co-leader out there. Okay, so I'm looking for your questions and comments now. But yeah, no, watch that film on Peacock, guys. It really kind of sums up the issue very. And yeah, I could pick apart other thing. I would point out things I wish would have been there and this and that. But guys, I'm telling you, it's the biggest documentary ever made on the student loan problem, and a very smart, humorous way. It gets right to our goal that last year of getting bankruptcy protections returned. It will remain a very strong point of leverage for us in this group. And so, if you're new to the group, we're full on board still, absolutely, for not partial student loan cancellation, total cancellation of all federally owned student loans. That's something the president can do right now without needing a dime from the Treasury, without needing congressional approval or appropriation. That's fully one of our primary goals. But we know, ladies and gentlemen, after 18 years now of looking very carefully at this problem, the path to get there starts with getting our bankruptcy rights back. Until we get that done, it's just difficult. We've got to have the leverage of bankruptcy as it exists for all of the loans. That's more true today than it's ever been. So okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking for your comments right now. I don't know why I played that song. I've got Radiohead on the brain lately. I've been playing Radiohead the past couple of days, poorly. So there's no reason in particular for that particular song. If you have any song requests, by the way, I'm starting to run out of songs that I can think of to play that are relevant to my live streams. Okay, there we are. Sorry for the lagging. Hey, Lisa Ansel's with us tonight. Hey, Lisa. Happy New Year. I'm our fearless co-leader out. Oh, quite a delay tonight. Hey, Lisa Ansel says, please help everyone. We need all hands on deck starting now. Yeah, definitely. Or at least be getting ready to fight, guys. Because we're still waiting for the dust to settle. We're still looking at what goes on with who's going to be the Speaker of the House and who's going to be the RNC chair and how the Republicans are going to sort themselves out and who gets the committee assignments and all that nonsense. But yeah, no, this is the time for us to be licking our wounds from last congressional session. Ow, fuck. We were so close. Pardon my French. But, I think all is not lost. I think that we made tremendous inroads with the Republicans last year, guys. Congressman Matt Gaetz actually follows me on Twitter, for example. And Matt Gaetz is, whatever you think about his other politics, I know he's pretty incendiary figure. Matt Gaetz is on our side, ladies and gentlemen. I kid you not. He's comes to student loans and bankruptcy. And he has said publicly that bankruptcy should absolutely be returned to student loans. He was prepared to vote for a bankruptcy bill in the House 2 sessions ago. And even this past session, I'm sure he was fully prepared to vote for it. So there's a lot of good things that I can say came last year from just, from the changes in the zeitgeist that this group were able to influence or sway or something like that. As I said, guys, we're a way more important group than you might think. We saw 3 separate articles in the Federalist. The Federalist people in the past, and even still today on cancellation, are just horrible, horrible people. We saw 3 articles in the Federalist published last year, all calling for the return of bankruptcy protections to student loans in some way, shape, or form. So I'm always very suspicious of the Republicans. Like, I don't want to tell you my fears and worries this early in the session, but we've got a lot of work to do. But we made huge strides last year, and I think there's good reason to be hopeful this year. So I will say no more on that. Lisa also says, let's try to all throw in $100 per person in January. It will go a long ways. If everybody in just our Facebook group threw in $100, that would be $2 million. Like, I'm not going to say that's more than we could ever spend, because we could probably find a way to, we could buy billboards all over the country or something with 2 million probably, but that's like, we don't need even that much money, guys. Seriously. We survive and thrive on very little. And as you can tell, I suck on donating, so just please do it so I can shut up. Hey, Lisa Ansel says, if you are new to the group, it would be very helpful if you all watched Lone Wolves to get a more complete and holistic sense of who we are and what we're trying to achieve. I agree, Lisa. I would maybe add to the newcomers out there, go to our Medium platform, and I will dial it in right here. Learn the truth. We've over 18 years, we've broken stories in the Wall Street Journal and the Chronicle of Higher Education and Inside Higher Ed and the New York Times. We've broken news, national news, just all over the country. 60 Minutes, believe it or not. We've been featured top story on 60 Minutes and broken very important news there. So we know what we're talking about, guys. And unfortunately, the mainstream media has decided to drop our stuff like we're a hot potato or something over the past 7, 8, 9, 10 years. After Occupy Wall Street, all of a sudden corporate media became very, 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 very averse to simply reporting the truth on the student loan issue. That's very true. We still tell the truth, and our integrity is as supremely solid today as it was 10 years ago, while we've fallen out of favor with the corporate mainstream media, clearly. And that's not completely true. We still get on there and get to make our points from time to time. We can't really count on the media to fight this battle for us, folks. This is really an information war, truly. And the most powerful weapon we have are people, normal people who know what I know about student loans. And it's not like rocket science, guys. It's not really esoteric stuff, but you got to know it. And so if you go to that studentloanjustice.medium platform, and if you take some time, brew some coffee up and enjoy yourself and enjoy our most recent 10 articles or so, which is all very highly credible data, based almost exclusively on publicly available Department of Education data that anybody can look and confirm for themselves. You will be a very fine, fit, and fierce, and hopefully more fearless, in other words, courageous, a warrior for yourself and for student loan justice generally. So do that, guys. We need you. As you can tell, we're not going to win this battle without you. And I think last year is a very, in my view, still a stinging testament to that. We've got over 1 million people in our group, guys. I mean, this is silly. Come on. We've got like 1.2 million on our petition. We've got a couple 100,000 across our other platforms. There's no good reason that we shouldn't have easily won total supreme victory last year. And so I'm still licking my wounds on that. And it's going to be a tough year, guys. That's all I'm saying. Are we up to the challenge? Hell yeah, we're up to it. I mean, I'm up to it. Lisa's up to it. Many people on this group are up to it. We do nothing but win every battle that we show up to. The bad guys run and hide from us like cockroaches when the lights are turned on. They scurry away as soon as we show up. We can't but win this battle, guys, but you kind of have to show up. And that's always been true, more true today. Hey, Vangio Unruh says, Mary Templeton. Oh, let me go up. So, yeah, what Lisa said, watch Lone Wolves. Joanna Kearns, today's celebrity, is with us. Joanna got a fantastic phone call into C-SPAN this morning. And if you look up or down, I think down on our Facebook group, you can see what she said. And she did a lot of shameless plugging for student loan justice, which I appreciate greatly. But she also made the important points, which is about how Congress needs to return bankruptcy to student loans, how the lending system is so absolutely predatory. I don't know if she said it unconstitutional, but that's student loans are definitely that. So good on Joanna. Mary Templeton says, I stream Lone Wolves at least twice a day to get the ratings up. Oh, you don't need to do that, Mary. I'd much rather that 10 million or 38 million distressed student loan borrowers in the country will watch it and learn why bankruptcy is so important. But yeah, anything that we can do to build buzz for this film, I don't know how long it's going to be up on Peacock. Who knows? I think it's probably it'll stay up longer the more people watch it. So it's probably one of those things. Hey, Jackie Abram, our fearless Texas commander-in-chief on Twitter and elsewhere. Jackie Abrams with us tonight. Yes, get some guts, which Jackie has a belly full of, I'll tell you. And let's slam these politicians. Yes, guys. Yes, we've got a lot of very strong stuff. I would also say, guys, if you're new to the group, follow us on Twitter and look at some of our recent tweets and also replies. Some of our strongest tweets are in our replies. So, for example, we're hitting Matt Gaetz today, but we also hit people like James Lankford, the senator from Oklahoma. About 4 months ago now, an Oklahoma family, 6 kids, a man and a wife, they all perished in a murder-suicide. It was just horrendous. This family had attempted to discharge their student loan debts in bankruptcy right around 2 years ago. Well, lo and behold, as is the case with almost all student loan borrowers who file for bankruptcy, they were denied. Their loans were not discharged in bankruptcy. And by the way, student loans for this family was 95% of all of their debts. And I don't even want to spare you. I don't want to tell you the gory details, but they all died, whole entire family. And it's just the most tragic thing that you can imagine. That happened in Oklahoma. So Senator James Lankford and the new senator there, Mullen, they need to take some responsibility. They need to own that tragedy. If Congress had been doing its job and if they had returned bankruptcy protections to these loans, I think the outcome that we saw would never have happened. Think about it. You're raising 6 kids. You're doing terrible financially. Student loans are strangling you. You file for bankruptcy. And student loans is literally 95% of your debt. You don't get the discharge of the student loan debt. Well, okay, so now here you are. You filed for bankruptcy publicly. You've suffered all the shame and humiliation that comes with the bankruptcy, and you got none of the relief. It's just terrible. And I lay that right at the doorstep of Congress. And Senator Lankford, Senator Mullen, they need to have that shoved in their face. As far as I'm concerned, there's blood on their hands. And there's blood on the hands of everyone in Congress who has grossly neglected this issue over years and decades. But I digress. Suffice it to say, we have got a lot of ammunition, guys. We've got all kinds of very tragic stories, very compelling stories that run the gamut from in every single state, every single congressional district. We have people willing to be interviewed in every congressional district. We've got the facts. We've got the Constitution on our side. We've never lost our argument. Like cockroaches. So yeah, guys, we totally got this. It looks like we're having streaming issues, guys, so I better sign off. I wasn't even planning on doing a stream tonight, but it looks like Ed's on holiday and so forth, and we love you, Ed, if you're watching. So I'll just kind of go through your next comments here and then wrap it up here for tonight. Terry Dodd, hey Terry. Terry says, Donna Scaletta says, still fighting. Yes. And what else are we going to do, guys? Where are we going to go? Come on. We're not going anywhere until we win. Terry Dodd says, something needs to happen because the lending system is beyond fixable. I'll be 42 this year, but I don't want to still be paying for these loans when retirement comes around. Well, amen to that, Terry. And we've got people in way past retirement age. People over the age of 50 outnumber the people under the age of 25 with student loans. Like, how broken is a lending system when there's more people over the age of 50 with loans that people take out typically between the age of 18 and 22, or like 25 or 6 for graduate school? More people over 50 with these loans than under 25. Give me a break. The lending system is failed. It's catastrophically failed. It's beyond fixing. It should not be fixed. It should be taken to the bath and drowned in the tub. The loans must be canceled. And by the way, the loans, by and large, will be canceled. And that is just an absolute truth. The loans will not be paid. Even before the pandemic, more than half of everybody was not paying on their loans. Before the pandemic, 59%, nearly 59% of everyone was not paying on their loans. That's nearly 2/3, 60%, nearly 2/3. 67% is 2/3, right? So nearly 2/3 of all student loan borrowers were not making payments on their loans before the pandemic. And that's going to go up dramatically whenever they try and turn these loans back on. So guys, the loans will be canceled ultimately. Now, whether that happens through our lives ending, through our demise, through our shuffling off of our mortal coils, in other words, whether that happens through you spending the rest of your life under this predatory debt, or whether we get a quicker, cleaner, better ending, that is the question. I want that second thing. I want these loans gone. I want to get on with my life. I want to put this nonsense, fake, ridiculous, failed lending joke in my own rear view mirror in life. And I hope that you agree. Joanna says, unconstitutional is a word I will definitely use in the future. Yeah, good. The loans are unconstitutional. Maybe here's the elevator pitch. Founding fathers called for uniform bankruptcy laws in the Constitution. The founders called for bankruptcy for everyone. Uniform bankruptcy for everyone in the Constitution. It's been taken away uniquely from student loans. Not constitutional. Founding fathers called for equal protection under the law in the Bill of Rights. Student loan borrowers are not given equal protection under the bankruptcy laws. They are not. They are uniquely and specifically stripped of the same bankruptcy rights that every other borrower for every other type of loan enjoys. Founding fathers also abolished both slavery and indentured servitude, by the way. That's maybe a little bit of a stretch, but indentured servitude, I don't know. It's the more you look at these never-ending income-driven repayment programs where people are in them for 20, 30 years, and they're no closer to finishing after that length of time than when they began, I think we have a case to be made here that we're looking at what amounts to modern-day indentured servitude. So the Constitution is definitely on our side, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to keep banging this hammer, guys. But, there's strength in numbers. We've got the numbers on paper, but honestly, guys, and last congressional session proves this, we don't have the actual numbers yet of actual living, breathing, fighting people that we need. So I hope that everybody out there will think very closely and carefully about your own situations. I'll read one last comment here from Nicholas. And turn over a new leaf and make it your New Year's resolution to help us fight. We're going to start doing our daily actions again very soon. And even now today, you can find us on Twitter. Look for Student Loan Just #1 on Twitter. That's us. Follow us. Do our daily actions. Retweet our stuff. I hate Twitter. You hate Twitter. Everybody hates Twitter. Twitter's effective, guys. Retweet our stuff and do our daily actions. I don't think that's too much to ask. So Nicholas says the loans need to be placed in the bathtub, then throw in that plugged-in toaster and watch the fireworks. I love it, Nicholas. It's a very conservative thing. It's a very conservative slogan that government should be small enough so that if you had to, you could take it to the bath and drown it in the tub. That's why I like to say it all the time, because some very hardcore Republican conservative people say that. And how true that is for the federal student loan program. It's the poster child for government gone way off the rails. When it gets to the point when Department of Education bureaucrats are nitpicking over people who are challenging and denying people bankruptcy because they took their kid to McDonald's on the weekends, or, they have kids of a certain age where they could get jobs at McDonald's eventually when they're 15 or 16 and help their parents repay their loans. Like, when it comes to that, something's gone horribly wrong. And indeed. And when people are committing suicide, when people are fleeing the country, something's gone horribly, horribly wrong. And this lending system is not anything that should exist in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that. So stick with us this year, guys. I'm going to sign off. I promise I'll get rid of the Christmas swag, hopefully before my next live stream, or maybe halfway. I don't know. I miss Christmas already. I love Christmas. But anyways, guys, we'll be back. We're not going anywhere. So get ready for this fight. And we love you. We need you. And as corny as it may seem, the country actually needs you as well. So consider it your patriotic duty, if nothing else, to be joining us in this fight. And don't worry about the haters, guys. They have no clue. They are extremely easily defeated. The haters are a mile wide and not even a quarter-inch deep. Easily put down. So we got this, guys, when you help us get it. I'm looking forward to this year. We'll see you soon. In fact, I'll see you tomorrow. God bless everyone.